Hello, how are you guys? Thank you for coming back and watching my video. And for those who don't know me, my name is Irina and I'm originally from Romania and here in the United States now as a legal immigrant. I want to talk today about communities and why community is important. And I would like to start by sharing with you guys something more personal. So as I said, I'm from Romania and I've been in the United States for 15 years. Also been living in Germany for a couple of years as well, after I left my home country. So I've been through these different cultures, right? And I had to learn their customs and languages, and I had to do everything I could to survive and thrive, first and foremost. I want to say that I couldn't have done this without the help of even if it's just one single person. So even though I was alone, I had support. As a young person, it's easy to be accepted in a community because everybody seems to want to help, and they like to share their knowledge and guidance with a younger person. So for me in Germany, it was very easy to be accepted within the culture. And I had actually I thrived very fast because of it. And I took their customs as my own. So after a short period of time, I saw myself as a German citizen, and I loved it. I loved everything about Germany, and I still do. However, after I moved to the United States, obviously I'm a bit older now, and things seem to be harder. And only now, after 15 years here in the United States, I seem to finally get to the point where I feel more welcomed. Why does it take so long? Maybe because at this point I was a bit older. Well, I was in my early 20s. However, I already had a different mindset, and my mindset was I like people to be very straightforward, just like the Germans are, and I only expected that. And for then on, I wasn't a person who would kiss ass or who would go to extremes to get what I want. So coming to the United States was a culture shock for me, because here most people tend to act that way, meaning they are very they're not very direct, and if they need something, they would go around the bush, or I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend anyone, I'm just trying to tell you from my point of view why was this hard for me to accommodate with this culture. So it was, I wasn't welcomed because how straightforward I was, and I didn't make friends. I didn't make friends early on. It took a couple years, so I struggled, and through the struggle, as any person who comes to a new place will face hardship, because we are humans, and we need the support of a community we belong to. And if you shun that person, if you don't accept them, that person would tend to become more introverted and suffer depression, anxiety, and sadly a lot of people commit suicide because of this, because they're not accepted for who they are. So I did went through a lot of say like inner wars. I did have my bad days where I just want to live and just maybe go back to Germany, or you know, yes, I will end my ends with a couple times because of this struggle with being accepted. And finally, and actually this just happened this year. I met a friend who he actually helped me, not help me, but meaning he didn't took me by the hand, you know, but because of the person he is, I wanted to follow that. So he showed me around, he showed me the places, and now I want to do that alone. Go to these places where are people around, where we share the same interest. So slowly I'm coming out of my shell. I mean, it took 15 years for this, you know, for this person to finally to guide me through this because of his own story. And I saw how he thrived. I wanted that too, because he's also an immigrant, right? So I want to thank you for this, by the way. And of course, I've always had the support of my family, so maybe that's why I'm still alive, you know, and not back to Germany or my hometown, my home country. So that's my small parenthesis. I want to tell you that it is important, and even if you don't think, or if you feel these people that are coming from other countries, or maybe they're acting a bit weird to you because they're not accustomed to you, please don't shun these people. Don't turn your back at them. They need you. They need you to not to give them money or food or shelter, but just even a good word, or even an invitation to a community gathering, you know, parties, anything that comes up to you in your mind that you think this could help this person, please do so. And another thing is, if you know a person is alone, has no family here, or he's going through a hard time, don't mess with that person. Don't make their life harder. If you do that, and because it happened to me too, I really pray for you, because no matter what, I do believe in karma, and it's not like I wish anything bad happening to you who does something like that to another person, but you know, we all get it. So even if it's by accident, prepare what you're doing, and think, be open-minded. Don't push a person lower than they already are. Okay, so that's that. And now back to my back to the topic, why communities are so important. So the community is important because people connect, okay, and they enable dialogue. It is important, dialogue. For example, for me, I was having a hard time with English, and obviously you can hear my accent. And people were having a hard time understanding me, right? But because I was able to connect with certain people, I was also able to practice my language, okay? So I'm getting better thanks to you guys who have helped me out and who have shown me all the mistakes that I'm making. I knew. Yeah, we know that one. And also stimulates learning. Every person has their own ideas, their own thoughts, imaginations. And if we all get together, that improves. And even better, as a community, we get to get new ideas from old ones, okay? So it's just like what the saying is, like, more heads is better than one. And another one is it helps people organize. I'm not talking about just in sense of industrial or business organization, but we humans, we also have our pyramid, right? Like we have the alpha, we have the beta, so when we all get together, everybody's finding their own place where they are. Who is the leader? Who is the teacher? Who is the guide? You see what I mean? So for you to know your place, you have to be in a community and learn from there. Learn more about yourself too. So we have to remember that humans are social beings, and we have the sense of belonging, and it's what connects us to many relationships we develop. And of course, like I said, communities provide support, especially when we face our daily stress. And we have to remember, a community doesn't have to be big, okay? A community could be 10 people. It could be the church you're going to, or the school, or dance community, or painting, language, whatever you were. And this is okay, since I'm going here, for those of us who are more introverted or are new to a certain areas, and we now we are new into for a community, so we're shy, we don't know how to react and that, or we facing a lot of stress. We have maybe because of divorce or bad relationships, or could be anything, right? It's good to go out there. And what I found out from me, I love dancing, and no matter how old we are, you have to follow your passion. And with that passion, you'll find your place too. So now I'm learning bachata and salsa. I don't have to be good, you know, but everybody there have been through what I've been through. Everybody's learning. Everybody were beginners. So I know I'm okay making mistakes. So that's another thing. And I thought for a long time that I'm a lone wolf. And that because I had to accept, in my mind, I had to be strong to face everybody putting me down or making fun of my accent or not accepting the way I'm talking or my personality. So I made this image of myself of being a lone wolf. However, that is, if you really think about it, there is not a good thing to be a lone wolf. In the nature, a lone wolf is not a happy wolf, okay? He either been discarded by because the wolves belong in a pack, just like humans do. So if a wolf is not with its pack, he either got lost or he lost the battle with the alpha male, or I think that's something like that, similar to this. However, it would not survive alone out there in the woods. It could die from hunger because wolves are good hunters. However, they hunt in packs because they need one another. Alone, they don't hunt or they fail. Okay, and so it's good for people like us that we think we want wolves to try to integrate back in the pack and learn our place within the pack. Even if we lost the battle with the alpha, even we know within ourselves that we are better than the alpha, or we are an alpha too, you know. However, we lost it, but we have to accept that and get back in a pack and learn our ways, learn to accept everybody and observe everything. This is how we learn, how we grow. And eventually, maybe one day you can have the battle for that position and you are gonna get it. Just don't give up. You have to stay with the pack because the pack helps us develop. And not just us, we also help the pack. You see, a pack is not working when every wolf is divided. It's independent. Just like we don't see a photon. We don't how you say it? We don't appreciate the light by seeing one photon, if that makes sense. Yeah, actually there is the study, like mathematical equation. It takes actually 5 times 10 to the power 35 of photons per second to see the sunlight in 1 second. Yeah, so alone, no matter how bright, how powerful we are powerless. So we need a community. And together we are stronger. Okay, there's also, and I know there are bad people out there. I faced those bad people. I've been through it. I've helped people who put me down. Okay, and I had to learn from that too. But I'm not going to assume that everybody's like that, because I know that it's not true. Just like in our body, just like we have all these cells that keeps this body healthy, and they do such a magnificent job at it. They work 24 hours to sustain us. But there's also those bad cells out there. And for example, cancer cells, they call them cells that gone wrong. If they're not killed in time, these cells do grow. I mean, they become resistant, and they divide more rapidly. So they'll be less dependent to the signals from the other cells. Do you see what I mean? That's, I'm trying to make a metaphor here, but we know if we can acknowledge who that person is, and it's a bad person for you, for the community, don't sit there and watch this bad person take advantage of someone you know, or just close your eyes or assume they know what they should do, or criticize them, they should leave, and they know better. Don't do this, please, because just like cancer cells, they do attack the weak cells. Okay, so this is how it spreads throughout the community of this tissue, and then it becomes this tumor. If one person treats another from your community bad, it will not be bad for that person only. It will be bad for the whole community, for the whole family. Everybody will suffer. Stick for one another, because together we can face the hardships. Only together. It is important. Please help one another. Like I said, it doesn't have to be money. I mean, if you can help somebody financially, please do so. But don't do it because you want their money back. That's not help. If you know you have a skill, and the person wants to learn from you, or the people want to learn from you, or you're good at something, share that with the world, share that with your community. Because not only you would thrive from it, but the whole community will. If something happens to you, you want to give it further, right? You want to have other people learn from you. So the point of this is not to see every person we have in this community as somebody we compete against, because this is how we divide. This is how we become weak. We have to share our knowledge. We have to, because every one of us has something important within us that makes us unique. Some knowledge, some skills, some passion, some anything. Learn about one another, and you see it. You get to and maybe cherish everything that this person has to give. or all of us has to give. Don't see only mistakes. We're not perfect, okay? And like I said, please be there for one another, especially if one is going through a hard time. And now there's Thanksgiving coming, and you know somebody is alone and doesn't have family or is going through a hard time. Please reach out to this person, because you never know, you could even save a life by doing this, especially during holidays. Reach out, please. And remember, it's important for us to thrive in a community. And for those of us who feel alone and feel outcasted, please understand there is always gonna be somebody there for you. Try to reach out to, and you'll be surprised. Try to get out of your sadness and light up your spirit, and know that we are all connected. And no matter, even if we don't understand it, we do feel it. If you are in need and you need help, please reach out. You would be surprised how much people care. Not everybody is the same as a person who hurts you. Okay? I love you guys, and I appreciate so much for watching. Please subscribe if you didn't do yet so, and I cannot wait to see you again, and hopefully you give me some feedback, and if you have any questions or you want me to talk about something else, certain topic, let me know. Reach out, please. I love you guys. Mwah.